Good morning, everyone. You have my great admiration. I can recall as a student that getting up for an 8 o'clock class on a Friday morning was not my favourite thing to do ever. But I had a few at 8 o'clock and some a bit earlier. But I should tell you, just in case you're feeling really sorry for yourselves having to get up so early, at one stage in my life I had to teach a graduate class of about 65 students, and the time of the class was 7 to 10 p.m. of a Friday night. So can you imagine coming along at 7 p.m. on a Friday night to attend a 3-hour class with me? It was a pretty grim experience for me, and it was a fairly grim experience, I think, for the students. So we had a lot of fun together. I think one of the issues with that was simply that we were all in it together. We had to make the best of a Friday night class when we all wanted to be down at the pub having a beer or something like that, and we thought, well, okay, let's be in it together and have some fun together. So it was a good class, actually. So Tennis has asked me to talk a little bit about the Monash Laureate Partnership and to give you some background to the partnership and why we're moving forward with the partnership as Monash South Africa. And then I'm very happy to try to answer as many of your questions as possible. And I'll just encourage you to ask any questions that you'd like to ask. There's no silly questions, they're always good questions. Please feel free to ask any controversial questions. I'm happy to try to answer any controversial questions that you've got as well. So let me talk first of all about why Monash South Africa, Monash University generally, decided to enter a partnership with Laureate Universities, Laureate International Universities. And the story is fairly simple. It's about the growth and development of the campus, the provision of opportunities, increasing numbers of opportunities on the campus here in Monash South Africa. Monash South Africa started as its first teaching in 2001. Now, prior to that, there were a few years whereby there were people from Monash University here within South Africa. They were doing the development work, getting the ground, buying the ground, purchasing various assets that we needed, and the buildings, of course, were being constructed at the time as well. Since 2001, we've seen a very steady growth rate within Monash South Africa, roughly about 10% per year in terms of our student numbers. So there's been a fairly steady increase across time with student numbers. Now, a couple of years ago, the senior management of Monash University were reflecting on their various campuses around the world, and what they felt was within Monash South Africa, there was a need to try to ramp up very quickly the numbers of students on the campus. The perception was that by doing that, that would allow the development of more facilities on the campus, that there would also be the provision of an increasing number of courses and programs on the campus, that overall the experience of the students on the campus could be a better experience. Similarly, by being a larger institution, by being a larger campus, there would be more academics on the campus. We would generate synergies among the academic staff, and that in essence we'd have a better environment in which to offer educational opportunities to students as well as professional development opportunities for the staff on the campus. Now, at the time, Monash was still investing heavily in its international operations. Always Monash has believed that it's terribly critical to be an international university, not a single nation university. It's believed that by giving students, staff, the opportunity to engage with others internationally, we educate global citizens, we provide increased research and teaching opportunities for colleagues who teach within Monash, and therefore the international engagement for as long as Monash has been a university is important. But engagement requires lots of money, lots of resources. We were expanding at the time. There was a big demand on resources to support the expansion. There was an absolute belief that the expansion was very important for the future, but there was a recognition also that to continue, we probably needed to engage with a number of partners to assist us with the expansion that was occurring. So at the time, in a number of areas within Monash University, there was a search for partners who might be willing to, first of all, invest with us, but in particular had an ethic, a kind of spirit about them that was congruent with the Monash spirit, the belief in the importance of a student focus in education, the belief in the importance of offering high quality education and so forth. So there was we started to look within the university for a partner in a number of areas, but within Monash South Africa, in Africa, we started to look for someone who might be interested in partnering with us in developing the Monash South Africa campus. There were quite a few partners considered. We began a search, we looked around for a number of partners, and there was a discernment process that went on, but eventually the conclusion was that the Laureate International Group appeared to be one of the best partners we could engage with in the world. And as the discussions and the due diligence went forward, there was a firm belief on both parties' sides that the partnership was something that would be really good. Laureate brings to the Monash South Africa campus and to Monash University both complementary and supplementary skills. So for instance, in terms of different kinds of skills from the competencies that Monash has, Laureate has tremendous capabilities and experience in terms of marketing the programs on a campus. They now have over 70 universities around the world in the Laureate network, and for that reason they've got now a large amount of experience about how one promotes a campus, deals with governments, deals with key players within a country to basically lift the profile of the campus, to attract more students, to I guess be better known within the country. So while Monash University itself has that capability, I don't think it's as strong as the Laureate capability. So they are very good on particular aspects such as marketing, promotion, brand awareness for an institution. On the other hand, we also have views, ethics, if you like, values that are similar. As I said, the focus on students, the importance of education, a belief in the importance of education, a belief in the importance of quality education rather than any kind of education. They have very much a student focus in the way that they go forward. So between us, we felt that the combination of capabilities, experience, knowledge would allow us to lift the campus to a new level very quickly rather than this slow progression across time. Probably one of the things you'd like to pursue with me is what impact this will have on you as students. And for me, there's a few things that I might just highlight, and then perhaps we can talk about it when you ask questions of me. So one is, hopefully, very quickly you will start to see a larger number of students on the campus. There will be a bigger buzz on the campus just because there are more students on the campus. It will become somewhere that's more alive. Now, accompanying that over time will be the introduction of a new set of programs, an increasing number of units from which you can select. So we'll have Monash University courses, there will be Monash South Africa courses that will be created. In due course, we might even see some Laureate courses all on the campus. So there will be a range of courses, range of programs on the campus, an increasing number of units. So for students who are studying here, there will be a greater selection of educational opportunities for them. Similarly, there will be a development of facilities. There will have to be more student accommodation. There will be, perhaps in due course, the development of shops, more shops on the campus, more eating facilities, more sporting facilities. There'll have to be, in due course, more lecture theatres, more tutorial rooms, and expansion of the library. Somewhere down the line, there might be a graduation hall, etc. All these kinds of things. As the campus gets larger, then the development of facilities on the campus will occur as well. So that will be something that's really positive for students as well. Now, not only will you as a student then have access to the Monash University Network, International Network, as you know at the moment, if you want to study at an Australian campus or a Malaysian campus, or if you graduate in due course, you might want to go do some work within Suzhou in China, or if you do a PhD or a master's, it could be that you would be looking at somewhere like Mumbai in India. So you've got access to the Monash University network, but in turn with Laureate on board, you've also got access to the Laureate network. And so there's 70 plus universities within Laureate that eventually you would be able to access if you wanted to spend time overseas. And then finally, I'd comment that The development of educational resources now is an extraordinarily expensive process. As we become increasingly online, as we put more and more of our educational resources online, there's a deep pocket investment that has to occur. And so universities increasingly are finding that they can't bear the cost of the development themselves, that they need to partner with other institutions to share the development costs for the various educational resources, supporting units, supporting various programs of study that they need to undertake. So look, I'll stop there. Very happy to try to address any questions that you've got. And again, please feel free to ask me whatever you think is a really hard question.